Hi guys, Helen the Russian here again. So many drivers talked about Uber Pool and how it's not particularly fantastic product. And I have to agree, and I always agreed. But yesterday I had fairly scary experience with Uber Pool, and I just wanted to share it especially in Vegas. We have a lot of female drivers, both cab drivers and rideshare drivers. A lot of passengers comment on that, on how many female drivers they come across in Vegas versus any other city, any other country. So this is very relevant. I personally, I mentioned before, I only drive few hours, three times a week. It's not full-time job for me. And so I never drive at night. I drive in the morning usually, or afternoon or early evening. What I didn't take into account yesterday was Sunday evening, and usually Sunday evening is pretty good. What I didn't think about, it's getting into being fall. It's late October, so it's getting dark earlier. Because I forgot summertime, it wouldn't get dark in Las Vegas till well after 8. Well, now it's getting dark very much shortly after 6, just about. So anyhow, I was driving around and I dropped off people at Planet Hollywood, and sure enough, I get a call for Elara, which is pretty much right there. And it was full, but I didn't care, being on the strip, it's not that big of a deal. Well, I pull up and straight away I can see the girl is local. She's an employee, so I knew she was gonna go somewhere in town. She hops in the car and she was with her headphones talking on the phone, because normally I would go say, look, this is a pool, you understand what it means, but I just verified the destination, and destination was quite far, good 28-minute ride, I think it was, according to the app, and it was well in North Las Vegas, and I knew where it was, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I knew I will have to get on the freeway to get there. So we pull out, and I'm making my way out of that whole parking garage, and sure enough, bing, there is another rider, and another rider is at New York Hotel. So I go pick that up, and that was a couple. That's where things kind of went a bit funny in terms of how apps work. Now, I live here. I know how to get places pretty quick. I know all the shortcuts. I don't always follow the app because the app doesn't, especially Uber app, doesn't necessarily take you the best way. However, when it comes to the pool, I'm quite careful about doing that because I'm assuming, since I agreed to do the pool by accepting the ride, it takes me certain route because it might add passengers, and my car is definitely 4-passenger car, so I had 3-passenger in possibility. There could have been another one. So the app tells me that I need to drop off these 2 people that I picked up second first, and as I'm following the app, which takes me to Frank Sinatra Drive, it's usually shortcut to quite a few places, but I asked them where they're going, and they're saying they're going to Fremont Street Experience downtown. Well, I'm thinking, the shortest way to get there is really a freeway, I-15 North, and you're there. But I'm following what app tells me to do because, like I said, not sure. Might be another rider at it. App knows better than I do. So it took me, and I knew where it would go, but it was already dark, and it took me, Frank Sinatra and all that is all good, but then to get to downtown, you have to go through those dodgy streets behind the Stratosphere, which they are dodgy. Everybody who lives in Vegas knows that. It's not extremely dangerous, but I'd rather not be there after dark. So, but it's quite short ride through them. It's not that big of a deal. It's about 3 to 5 minutes, so I wasn't particularly concerned. Although I did think that the way app took me, it took way longer. I mean, I could have saved easy 5 to 7 minutes taking the freeway. So anyhow, I take these 2 people to downtown. I put them by the container park where the praying mantis is, because I always tell people, hey, it's good to start here and then just make your way through entire Fremont Street all the way to the plaza. And then I am ready. I put complete trip for those 2 people, and then I'm ready to take the girl home. Like I said, I know where she is. She's in North Las Vegas. I need to take I-15 further north. I'm assuming, and I know how to get on the freeway from downtown. I've done many times. I'm assuming that's what app is doing, and I'm following the app, And that's where things got dodgy. Man, it took me into Alphabet City, like, I mean, bad part of Alphabet City. And I was seriously concerned. The girl seemed to be oblivious, although she did kind of look around, because for those of you not from Las Vegas, Alphabet City, it's meaning A Street, B Street, Z Street. Well, it took me, I was, well, on Fremont Street and the 7th. It took me into D Street, and it made me ride quite long ways, that bad part of D Street. I mean, seriously, there is not one car inside, and of course locals know it's literally lined with homeless people on both sides. And some of them, you know, I know those are disadvantaged people. Well, some of them are not well. Some of them mentally unstable. Some of them have drug and drinking habit. And here I am, a woman with a young girl in the car, in a little dinky car, and I'm thinking, oh God, please just save me. Just let me get out of here. And it took me quite long ways. Like I said, I could have hopped on the freeway, but it took me there, and then I had to go all the way down. It only took me on the freeway nearly 10 minutes later. It was very unsettling. I wasn't happy. I was glad to take the girl home, and I finally got there, and I took her home, and it was all good. But I thought to myself, honestly, probably I will refuse all Uber pool rides after dark, because this could happen. And God knows, I'm so grateful I was delivered out of something bad, but next time it may not end up that well. So, I mean, take it face value. All the women who do ride share in Las Vegas, just be aware that could happen. Because as you all know, we don't know the destination, not before the passenger is in the car. And I was on the strip giving short ride to tourists, but see, you never know. I was at it was a hotel pickup. There was no way for me to know it would be a local who lives that far out. So definitely food for thought.